And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Picking up where we left off, as you can see, we're bringing in a lot of correlations, a lot of patterns, isometric patterns, a lot of palindromes. Um, and as we keep talking and keep expounding on this truth to help humanity out here, like we always say, brothers and sisters who are watching, if you've come across a truth or something that you want to share or something that you want us to speak on or expound on, feel free to leave any comments because this is what it's all about, being collective and being able to share the knowledge and the wisdom and the understanding so we can be the best versions of ourselves, the Sat Nam. So
beautifully said, beautifully said. And
Yes.
honestly, the reason why we're getting this information is we're trying to inspire people to look for themselves, and we're trying to get them to be curious enough to just look at it for a second, because you look at it, they're not even trying to hide it. But what's most important, like, they've got this thing set us for America. America, they've already got us already written off. Like, I want you to understand that, like, man, do you understand that they've got whole histories, 30 and 40 and 50 years in the future that
Why
don't.
does Zoom have this little sign up there beside it? Isn't that's not normal, right?
I don't know.
It's got like a caution kind of.
Oh, I guess talk about spitting that.
Interesting.
they on to you.
So check it out. So I'm troubled to see an algorithm that talks about.
Do you see it? Do you see this?
Oh, here's Jay.
Oh my God.
Hey, what's up, Jay?
I didn't see it.
I ain't trying to get the virus from y'all.
But just imagine, we're watching. Just imagine we're watching the news and there's no mention of America. Like, Ariel's gonna get into something, but before she gets into it, I want to just show you this big setup, and show you how it's kind of ticking down. So, Operation Lockstep, Rockefeller Foundation. When you read the Operation Lockstep, I didn't understand it when I first read it, all of it, but it was something on there that infuriated me. And this was in the beginning. This was right in the beginning of COVID. This was 2 years ago. And I distinctly remember them saying that they were going to keep everyone in the house and in masks and under
Surveillance.
under lockdowns and different mandates for 13 years. And I said to myself, under no circumstances am I going to be able to survive under mandates for 13 years. So I'm either going to die now, because I'm just not going to be able to do this for 13 years. This was 2 years ago. This is before we found the algorithm. So COVID started in 2019, right? So 13 years as of 2019 is what? 2032. 2032 is back to our pipelines again. So in order for China to be the richest nation in the world in 2002, that means that the richest nation in the world, something got to happen. That's that pipeline for 2032. And by being number one again, China being number one, as you see, being the first, number two don't matter, number one matters. Being number one, 13 years later, 1945, China gets to blow up that dam, the Three Gorges Dam, the biggest soul harvest in history, the biggest. And all we got to do is not watch, but literally they just watch. They're waiting for us to watch up until they were banking on us to watch until 2032. And like we were saying, these the new world order are variants. You know, that's what we're saying. And Wuhan was the very first one to come out with it. So that's the new world order variants. So they have got us set up to take a major hit, and everything is connected, and everything goes back to not watching. And
And let me interject here for a second. So what I'm thinking, so as we're talking about the viruses, we're talking about the snake venom and things of that nature. Thought came to me, if you really go back, even with us in our younger years, one of the cartoons that was created was called Mask. Mask was a bunch of cars that were able to fly. So this is where the indoctrination really starts. Remember Mask?
I had the toys.
Me too. I had it. So remember Mask? So then what comes next? G.I. Joe. Who was the villain in G.I. Joe? His name was Cobra. He had a
Cobra.
mask on, right?
Mhm.
Snake venom, right?
Dang.
So yeah, let me continue to build on it. Okay.
Okay, Puerto Rican power. Okay, much respect for Puerto Rican power. We gotta give them that one.
Puerto Rican power.
All right, come on. Listen.
So if you really
Listen,
connect
man,
that Cobra, right? His name was Cobra.
Well done.
What do we have now? Cobra Kai. What does Kai mean? Kai means a shell. Cell, our cell. They're masking what's going within our cells. And a shell goes in the shell, the anime. And what does anime mean? It means to bring to life, into motion. It's your soul, it's the spirit. So it's all been indoctrinated even in cartoons. as you
Oh
can see.
yeah, man, the cartoons. I watched the cartoons with my kids, and I can't believe the things that are in there. These cartoons are not for children. First of all, the children do not understand it, so all they're doing is absorbing it. That's all they're doing.
They're satisfying the requirements.
Yep.
Because
yes.
remember, under the
Perfectly
rules of
said.
this plane, they say
They
that
gotta show
we've got to
you.
show you.
Yeah.
So just like the attorneys and the lawyers who are demons, their loophole is to show you when you're a baby and said, we showed you. We didn't, did you?
Right.
We showed you.
Right.
So their loophole.
Even though when you go to school, they tell you everything that you saw in that film was
Right.
not real.
So we're going to show it to you when you're 4. And that's their loophole. They say, well, you had consent because we showed you.
Yeah.
So that's why every single thing is in the cartoons right now.
It is.
And the problem about that is, even for them to make that assertion that they showed you when you were a child, it's still illegal under this plane. But there is no one who is challenging it.
No, just like
no
when
one's
you were
challenging
talking
these
about,
rules.
Yeah, just like when you were talking about the kid that did the drawing in the grocery store, and you were saying like he knew Osiris, and you were like blown away, like I couldn't believe he knew Osiris. And it's like, oh no, I know why he knows Osiris. He knows Osiris because he watched Mr. Sherman and Mr. Peabody. Because my son can tell you about Osiris, and he can tell you about George Washington, and he can tell you about Socrates, and my son can tell you about all of these people, but he don't know. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Yeah, it's
Right.
crazy. I remember when we were kids, my mother thought my brother was a genius because he was talking about Leonardo, Raphael, Michelangelo, Donatello. She's hearing all of these Renaissance masters. She didn't know he was talking about the damn Ninja Turtles.
And you know
Like
what?
seriously.
And he wasn't a genius.
That's messed up. That's
Hey,
messed up.
Raphael, do me a favor. Punch
Absolutely.
up Sylvester Stallone movie Cobra.
Say that again, Sylvester Stallone.
Sylvester Stallone, the movie Cobra that he was in. Just punch that up.
Remember that? Yeah.
Remember that shit? And if you
What
remember,
year was it? Was 84. I bet you it was 84. What year was that?
80, actually, I think 86. So he'll punch it up because it's good to see that, because that's going to dance with something that we're talking about here. So basically, he's a cop who has to
1986.
protect someone from some murderous cult that likes
Yeah.
to kill. Okay, what's
Yeah.
that? Okay, so then that can dance with this virus and this world that we're living in. And so what is it that these celebrities are doing? So celebrity means celestial. It means the sky. Now, what constellation did I come upon in my YouTube live that relates to a Lacerta? There's a lizard. You have the Hydra. Okay, we smoked the Hydro. Now, punch in Cher, the movie Mask, about her son that had a swollen face.
Wow.
I remember that.
Wow.
Rocky
That's-
Dennis.
That's the
Yeah.
elephant
Rocky.
man.
Rocky Dennis.
Yep.
And the Elephant
There it
Man is John Merrick. John Merrick is our Elephant Man, and Rocky Dennis is the Mask.
Now, Elephant Man, I did a video about Ganesha appeared, okay? Right, I have that. So that's interesting. So what I'm gonna now say is this, and keep it simple in terms of people that have a lot of fear and only focus on one thing. All meditation is, and having statues and having crystals and being healthy is this, is you are meditating, you are breathing through all of the negative let's say, demons and angels that are just giving you too much. The human was given free will, which is almost too much. So you have to focus and put yourself in bondage. Religion comes from religare. It means to tie, to hold, to sort of, okay, wait a minute. I got too many goddamn things. I can go to goddamn gas station and get Jack Daniels. I can go to a damn video machine and get every goddamn horror movie. I can go to Google and get every goddamn porn I want. This is a world that is taking people to too much. And then we eat too much. And then we do too much truth. You see where I'm going here? And then look at the damn movie culture and what you're saying in cartoons, it's too much. So when you get the statues, when you get the idols, it's not idolatry. It is there to remind you to let it go and just say thank you and to try to unify and to make it make sense with someone else's statue or someone else's truth. But we can't, once again, like the four of us, the Fantastic Four, we can't seem to find that flow back to the water and the Tai Chi and the tie-dye. How do you make tie-dye?
Right.
What do you do? Sit, right?
Yeah.
You do that thing and it requires a certain focus in the chakra colors. That's what we're supposed to do. How is it we can do tie-dye and make a fortune off of being a hippie so-called and wear Birkenstocks, but we can't tie-dye the brain and we can't tie-dye the truth and take all these freaking colors and put it on one shirt. Done. And you wear it and you accept that. And guess what you can do? You can take this shit off and not wear it at all as well.
That's true.
Does that make sense?
And can I build off of that really quickly?
Please.
The reason why I know the name Rocky Dennis is the name of the Elephant Man, and I know that John Merrick is the name of, the name Rocky Dennis is the name of the gentleman on mask, and John Merrick is the gentleman from the Elephant Man, is because my brother has never ever studied it in his life, but he talks and cracks jokes on people all day. And he wanted to be able to know the name of John Merrick so he could give a person the proper description of who they look like. So he studied once in his life just to be able to crack on somebody. So that's how I know who John Merrick is.
So I like to say that I feel like Santana and I have shared with you both the intelligence of both of our siblings tonight. So you guys need to give something up about sibling.
Wow. My goodness. Okay. I got something. Very
You got
interesting.
something fair.
So my brother, God bless my brother. My brother, when we had VHS, he would do these homemade movies and he would do comedy skits. This is funny because I'm just now realizing how divine this is. I'll never forget this. So he played for me, him doing a whole video about drinking his urine.
Shut up.
I'm not fucking kidding. Yeah, I remember it like it was yesterday. I see it. And he wore
You're
this.
welcome.
Yeah. And it was hilarious. He was like, you know what I do when I get up in the morning? He even said the morning. He said, I drink a fresh glass of my urine. And I remember I watched it and I thought to myself, oh, I was a little brother like, there he is. And now look at me today. What do I have? Ding, ding, ding. I'm doing urine therapy. And my brother, ironically.
You see how the universe works?
See?
You see that?
My brother doesn't, he would never hear this though. So, but he had it, but he would never.
Jay, you need to snip this right here and show and I want everybody else to see just how real and how organic these things just happen. Me and Jay literally just had 2 miracles happen today.
Yes.
You know, like literally, like live. So this is amazing that because how old was your brother and how old were you when he did that?
Oh God. Okay, so my brother had to be, he was probably 17.
17. Okay. And how old were you?
I was like, what is he? God, I must have been like maybe 8 or something.
Okay.
Something like this, or 7. And he would fart on my head. He'd give me noogies and do all this stuff. He'd love to be funny. But that skit stuck out in my head. I'm like, what is drinking your urine? I was like, what is he doing? I'm like, and I pee the bed a lot. You know what I mean? I had a cousin who would pee the bed His name was Javel. And every time he'd come over, he would pee the bed. He was old. He was too old to pee the bed, apparently. But he would pee the bed. We would share the bed together. And I couldn't really tell. My mom shamed him.
Man,
Right? It was funny.
we all had that cousin. We all had that damn cousin. That's crazy.
One more thing about urine. It's funny. When I was a dancer, a young dancer, when I go to New York, on my way to Lincoln Center or any subway, what did the subway smell like?
Piss.
Piss.
Hot
Woo!
piss.
I mean, and like,
Especially in
oh,
Francais.
Yeah.
why did I wake up? Guess what? I'm inhaling the morning star. The homeless people, I got, yes, honey. It's because of you.
Because I
Can
got to
I-
tell you, I know what you're talking about because I used to have to take the subway when I was in high school. And I will tell you the ammonia and all that from all that piss, that will get you it will wake you up in the morning. You just think that, damn, I just can't wait to get away from this
Look at
piss.
Santana.
You know?
Look at it being nasty. Look at you. That
But-
face.
I resonate with that. I get it.
Listen.
But Santana,
Yes, sir.
before you say listen, now listen to this. Because I know what you're going to do right now with your fade. Looking like Kwame with his polka dot, that rapper Kwame from the 90s. Listen, you do. It's good. He was handsome. In World War II, this is a fact. I think it was World War I. Some of the soldiers, World War II, when they were in the chambers, the gas chambers, okay, when the Nazis would capture, guess what they did to survive? They would pee on their underwear and they put it over their mouth while in the gas chambers, and they would watch everyone else drop. Because what? Because you're breathing in your phosphorus. It's the most beautiful, pungent, of course, natural source of life that you could ever have. And if it can do that, honeys, there is no doom and gloom on this universe. They can do whatever they want to us. These high demons watching me, watching you, watching us and them. Hi, I see you. We have something in our bodies that you want. Doo-doo's nasty. What is horse manure and cow damn dung? And what's the guru doing with cow urine? He's putting his head under the ass of a cow, washing himself, getting what? The minerals.
True. I've seen
Now
it.
that we've seen it, because the
Yeah.
way they portrayed it, they showed African tribes just getting pissed on, and I'm like, man, that we didn't understand. Of course, you know how they portrayed it, but now we understand that it's something, because there's something to it. Listen, I consider you guys complete geniuses. And, you know, and the stories you told about peeing in bed is so relatable. All of us have a story about somebody peeing in
it's
bed.
so crazy.
And because Jay, and because
Yeah.
Raphael was the only one who didn't say nothing during the pee in bed story, he was that cousin.
Yeah, Raphael, you owe us some stories about a sibling.
Oh, I'll tell you. This kind of matches up to what me and Jay were building on before we all came on here, was about salts. So my older sister, love her, beautiful Aquarian queen. I never understood why she liked a lot of salt on her food. She's that one person in the family that when you serve a meal, you got to give her that big Morton salt, and she puts more salt on it, even though it's flavorful. She just had this thing with salt. So then come to find out that Aquarian's cell salt that's designated to that zodiac is sodium chloride, which is sea salt. So naturally, you guys are going to be deficient in that mineral. That's why you crave it. So like I told Jay, you know, I thought she was just a salty ass nigga. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Always eating salt, but it was because she was deficient and not even aware of that deficiency. So yeah, it's just funny how we're able to put things together, even from a physical, mental, spiritual, even zodiac level. Is that, yeah, I got some stories. Me and my sister, we used to beat each other up. We kind of had the upbringing where I was always short, and at a young age, she was already tall. You know what I mean? She was the tall one. I mean, she was the center on the basketball team. She was just that tall tree. You know what I mean? But one thing about my sister that I loved about her is that no matter what happened, she was popular because she was big. So nobody wanted to mess with her. And of course, who does she hang out with? All the other big people. So anytime somebody messed with me, she had my back. You see what I mean? So
Wow. I just had another one in my head while you were talking. This is funny. I like this. This is good. So this is also funny. My brother was a prankster. Okay. So when it was winter, of course, my big brother, I look up to him. We go out, and there was something in the snow. And he goes, hey, Jay, that's a pickle. Put it in your pocket. Yep. I said, okay. Yeah, true. Real shit. I said, okay. Put the pickle in my pocket. I have it in my snowsuit now. I get in the house, right? And he's looking at me. He's just like laughing his ass off. And I'm like, why are you laughing at me? He's like, nigga, because you got dog shit in your damn snowsuit, nigga.
Oh,
And I was so
oh
mad.
my God. Wait a minute.
This is what's funny. Watch this. This is a great one. And then I said to him, I said, how dare you? I was like the elegance, like he was more gangster, and I was like the dancing, it's sort of like, the Renaissance boy. I said, how dare you? And I ran to his room. I went into his room. I took the doo-doo out and I threw it on his ground, on his carpet. And he said, ew. And I said, yeah, exactly. Now, what's funny about that is now I do enemas. I do enema flushing. So what was that a message? So let's review subconscious genius here. He's doing a urine skit. He's telling me about doo-doo and putting it in my pocket, but then I got rid of it. I touched it and I threw it away. Which I think it rippled in time and turned me into the holistic. So thank you, my brother, Aaron.
Oh, holy shit.
Real
Literally.
You know what he told me one time, that broken glass diamonds, I believed his ass. I took the broken glass. He does this shit to me all the time. We go out now. He said, Jay, look, it's a bunch of diamonds. Wow. And I saw it like it was, it's clear. I said, yes, it is. And he didn't take it. I noticed that he didn't take it. He said, Jay, put it in your pocket. And I said, I will do. And I went home. I said, Mama, we're gonna be rich. I said, I swear to God. I said, look, and I put the diamond. She goes, that's fucking glass, you dumbass.
Let me tell you something, Jay. Jay, you belong on the stage. Do you understand me? You belong there. Like you were you born on the stage? Did your mother have you on the stage?
She might have.
Bravo.
I'm telling you, when I saw ballet, that was my first sort of experience with live performance at 6 years old. But you see, my brain naturally saw that as a kid. And did I ever tell you how I found ballet? It was from watching Superman in tights flying on TV. And I tried to do that. And oh yeah. When you're a child, you're brilliant. Except I wanted to kill myself because I would put the blanket in my shirt to be a cape. And then I would copy him and jump off of high shit and fuck why I'm limping now too.
My brother.
So then I saw a commercial of the ballet Don Quixote with the Boston Ballet. And I'm watching this shit. I'm seeing some white guy with big ass legs and muscles and shit and tights. He's jumping and spinning. And I said, wait a minute. So that's exactly like Superman, except he's not using special effects. How did I see that connection? Like that's already, you see what I'm saying? My brain. So I went to the ballet with that imagination. And so now back to us today and why I encourage everyone to look at children's art at my store. So when they leave the store, they let go of Joe Biden, they let go of Corona, they let go of the vaccine, they let go of the economy, whatever the hell your discount, God damn it, whatever, your Viagra, your heart medicine, and your protein, and you see yourself as a 1-year-old, and they look at that wall of art, they're like, wow, man, that's a good idea. I'm like, yeah, that's what you came here as. So please don't forget that. And I'm praying to God that's the solution that we used, is just to get them, you know what I mean, to rethink and laugh at themselves, right?
Yeah.
So since you're talking about Viagra, let me get into this, which is a discovery which I touched upon. We're going to go back into the arena of painting and art. So I had brought up to Ariel and Santana here about this painting from Basquiat. I was studying yesterday, and of course we always go on these little side missions. You know, we keep going down this rabbit hole, right?
Hey, this is the coolest shit. Yo, that's some ill shit, but continue on.
So look, I'm gonna share the screen because this is where the Viagra ties in, you guys. This is all, like I said, this is all scripted. This is all in a simulation. And there's still more pieces to it that I'm still trying to figure out. That's why I want to bring it up. Can you guys see it?
Yeah.
Nah.
Wait a minute, hold on. Okay, now I can.
You see
Yeah.
the painting?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is one of Basquiat's pieces that while I was researching the Zeppelin and hot air balloons and aeronauticals and systems last night, this came across, and I'm like, okay, let me take a look at this. So
What's
the more
the
I
name of
started,
that?
this one's called, I think it's called Bebop,
Beat bop, yeah.
right? Now, interesting, we're going to get into Bebop because we have what's called Cowboy Bebop, which was an animation where the actual ship that flew in the sky was called Bebop. So that ties into what we're talking about with the Zeppelin, which led me to this.
Wow.
So what we're looking at here, from what I'm understanding, at first I didn't understand anything on here. So then I started breaking it down. I said Tartown Records Company. So I looked that up, and basically what that was, it was the first company to actually create a vinyl disc with a sound. And the actual name of that record was called Bebop. You had 3 artists from New York, and they go about for 10 minutes just freestyling. And I actually looked up all the words of what they were saying. And basically they're just talking about drugs. They're talking about cocaine. They're talking about shooting up heroin. Any physical drug that you wanted to get involved with, they're actually promoting it. But since it was back in the 80s, they weren't actually saying those words. They're saying words just like sweet candy. You see what I mean? They're being subliminal about it. So then I came back and I started looking at this picture. I'm like, okay, what does this all mean? Lo and behold, as you come up, if anybody has done cocaine, you get that bang feeling, like it's like whoof when you put it up your nose. That's that sensation that you feel. So that's the bang. And it comes up. And as I came up here, it says BBP. Now, if they want to keep it on a thing of music, that would be BPM, which is beats per minute. But it doesn't have that. It has BBP. So I looked up what BBP means, and I have all my points of reference here.
Very good.
So does anybody know what BBP is?
No, nice.
Especially in the medical field?
I'm
Nope.
pitching.
It's bloodborne pathogens. That's what BBP stands for. And the way that's injected is by a needle. These guys created the first disc, and for you to hear music, you have to put a needle on the disc.
Wow. And you gotta bang it.
Nice.
You gotta bang it, the needle. You gotta bang
Nice.
that needle.
Exactly. Now check this out. That's just the beginning. So I'm putting all this together. I'm like, okay, beat up, test pressing. So I looked up what the word test pressing is. So basically what this was back in the days when they were creating vinyl records, they would create one master disc. And if it sounded good, then they would start mass production.
Right.
You see what I mean? So they had to have a
Yeah.
master copy. They had to have a
Right.
blueprint.
Right.
So coming down.
Wow.
So then coming down here, I'm looking at version, volume. But then if you really look at the word volume, what's another synonym for that? What's a pill that people take nowadays?
Volume.
Yeah.
Right. And he has that boxed off. Right. So I keep coming down and I'm saying, what does piso-nido mean? So basically piso-nido, it's Brazilian in origin, but it means net weight. I'm still trying to put that one together. I don't know why piso-nido's here. But the interesting thing is that when I started coming down to these letters, MLL, MX, XX, 111.
He does that a lot.
But check this out. When you put those numbers together, and this is where the numerology, this is where I need your help, Jay, is when you put all those numbers together, it comes out to 2083. That's the adding of all those letters. So I looked up what's 2083. 2083 is a number that they use on back of pills like Viagra. That's the number on the back of the pill.
Well, okay, I'm already seeing the Templar Knights cross there, the red cross. Son of a bitch. And 283 is 8, 9 is 13. 8, 9, 10, 11 is 13.
Right. That's just 13 connection.
And then the Friday the 13th, the Templar Knights were so-called disbanded, so-called. Interesting. And then you have pump up the volume, pump up the volume. Now, what's interesting is your spine has a disc or a disciple. When you're playing the sitar is a symbol of your spine, baby. So if you slip your disc, your DJ. Now, another spelling of Thoth is Dahuti, D-J-E-H, my name is in there, U-T-I, Dahuti, the DJ. Now, Pink says God is a DJ, interesting. So what is happening with what we're saying here and this individual with this genius artwork? It's this, we're getting played. What was that thing in Brazil? It was net weight. Well, it sounds like nitwit.
So I'll say that.
It could be because the crown is there, and then the crown. Okay, there's a weight. You get paid in pounds in England. The king, pounds, right? In French, they call money l'argent, to be large. You blow up in the music industry. Now we have Indus as a river. Back to the Indus, the Industrial Revolution now. What was happening? The tables turned. King Arthur's Knights of the 12 Knights table. The turn table. So we can dance with this.
Yeah.
What happens
And
is-
I know
I don't wanna be obvious.
Santana's hating right now because I've taken his beautiful way of interpreting art. He's sitting back there
Yes.
pissed off. I see it on his face.
I am.
But check,
because
but
you
this
told
isn't that. But before you guys dance, let me give you last two pieces. This is what I'm
Please.
saying. This picture here is depicting impotency of a man. It's showing you how a man becomes impotent and limp.
Yeah.
Because this is
Yeah.
so
Let me-
before you go, let me just give you the last two pieces and you guys can
Well
have it.
done.
So basically 2083, the people who manufactured that specific pill, they're called Teva, T-E-V-A, pharmaceuticals. And what does Teva mean in Hebrew? Soft.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
No, listen, I
Okay.
get it. I get it.
Wow.
I'm sitting
So
over
you
here
guys have the
like,
floor. You guys have the
Can I
floor.
can I give you just one more?
so obvious.
Look at the box with the wishbone and the two bones in it.
I'm trying to figure that out. I don't know what that is.
He's wishing for a bone, a wishbone. He want a hard ding-a-ling. He
Sure.
wishbone.
Sure.
Okay, and
That's what I came up with this. And that was just a
Yeah.
quick little search last night at 3 o'clock in the morning because I'm like, what is this? And then it was like, okay, this is showing you how they're setting people up through the drugs, whether it's through the nose or through a needle, and making people contract things and become impotent. And then what they do on the back end, they already have a pill that's been generated and stamped with a number for you to think that you can get hard again. You see what I mean? So
yeah, but also consider
Man.
Jay-Z is in here as well. When I go through it, Jay-Z is through here too. I'll go through it tonight, break it down for you.
no, do that. Now, then I was looking at the word how New York is spelled. It says yoke,
saw that.
Y-O-K-E,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
The yolk of an egg. So I looked back in history and there was let me see if I have that here. Yeah, I was going in on this.
Yeah, I am thoroughly impressed, Raphael. I am thoroughly impressed. And I'm gonna tell you something, brother. Do you know how inspired I am that you found some stuff? Because man, I made you, yo. I made you. Bow down to me.
You see
yo.
that, Jay? You see that, Jay?
Go ahead, Joe. Bow down to me.
This-
Yo, I made you,
This
yo.
man gets one bad haircut and now he just wants to hate.
Yo,
You feel me?
yo, I made you. Yo, I made you. Now the student that
He's
becomes
afraid
a
of getting his
teacher, yo,
car
I
stolen.
made you, yo.
No, but it goes back to what we're talking about too, the oil and the chrism, raising up, because what that
Sure.
is, if you want to talk about it on a biochemical level, it's a piezoelectrical event. So you have the word piezo, and that's what it is. It's piezoelectrical. You have to raise that up, but you can't raise that up when you're doing drugs. It goes down. See, the crown is lit up, and then when it finally gets down here to this point where you're limp, there is no more
Man,
energy.
you
to
got
the
it.
crown.
You got it,
Listen,
man.
gentlemen, I gotta tell you, I am so
Nice.
thoroughly impressed with y'all. And
Nice.
then like for all of us to be, I am just understanding this is history and this is beautiful. Continue on.
And just real quick, yeah, and going back to the yoke part, so I looked up in history, there's literally a practice that was called gartour, where they literally used to take a metal, it's like a metal clamp, and that's how they actually used to kill people before you got the death penalty. They literally used to squeeze people and suffocate them to death. So with that little piece there, I'm still trying to put other things together, but this is what I came up with. Like, this is literally the blueprint for creating the
You
male.
keep that blueprint and you keep looking at it and you're looking at volume 1 and volume 2, because you're gonna probably find that Jay-Z's probably impotent.
Sure.
Jay said, sure.
Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all something. I am telling
I mean,
you what.
he's doing this now because this is the vagina. Okay. So why are they so obnoxious? And why they always bragging about their manhood and the homophobia review? Anyone who's homophobic in the hip hop, you know what I mean, means that they're probably gay. I know 50 Cent is sweet because I know someone who actually did a commercial with them, was in the industry, who saw his entourage, and they were all very, you know, and I don't care. So the whole thing is also, this could also be the king disguising and hiding behind the alpha energy, but behind all that is a soft, feminine, sensitive individual. Wasn't it was Basquiat bisexual possibly or something like this? Or,
Probably.
Well, remember.
It's like once in a while, everybody.
Interesting.
Remember, there's no such thing. There's no such thing.
Right.
Because
I'm just saying
yes,
for
yes,
for
Basquiat.
people who
Basquiat,
see, I
he had a male lover. He had a male lover too. He was one of those characters that had both.
So,
Yes.
but of course, he couldn't come out. Now, I know Luther Vandross was definitely gay.
Yeah.
Yes.
But he never sang one song where he said, you know, I love Richard,
Nope.
give me. No, and women
Well, he
love.
was killing me softly. He kept saying he, and it was like, hey, that's a man.
Okay, there you go. So this is interesting because the repression of people through centuries has also been the reason why even today, like I said, we can't find that flow. We can't find how to find the Tai Chi, how to tie it together, work together, so that we can just simply say no to the system, no to their rituals. You don't even have to know they're doing a ritual. Just don't go to
but
go
it's so it's so crazy because it's like, for me, I know, well, I already know how everything's just been contaminated, but it's like I just keep learning more and more just about like what's running this place. And it's like, it's so cheesy to say Illuminati and the Masons and that kind of stuff, but it's like, I have a question. Okay, it's only presidents on the money that we spend in America, right? Except for the one person who's on the largest bill that America has, Ben Frank. He was not a president.
Dig it.
He was not a president.
Get him.
And he was a part of some club called the Hellfire Club. Can you guys tell me what's going on with that? Because do you understand the things that they're saying that they ate during that feast?
Yes. Dig it. Go ahead.
The feast that they ate during
that. Do not play.
It was.
Don't come for her. She will smash. Y'all think it's me.
Disturbing.
Watch.
Listen, the things that they ate during the meals for these Hellfire Club ceremonies was Holy Ghost pie, breast of Venus,
ding-a-ling stew,
and devil's loin, while drinking Hellfire punch.
And ding-a-ling. Okay, they didn't do ding-a-ling stew.
Yeah, listen to this shit. You understand now?
I knew the Hellfire Society, but Venus's breast?
Listen.
You know what Amazon means? Amazon means one breast.
Right, because they cut it off because they were warriors. Right. No, it's crazy. This is West Wonder Woman's people.
And do you know what the Amazon symbol is?
Can you dig it?
I'll pull it up so you guys can see it.
It's the phallus, right? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Wowzers. In my damn trousers. Wowzers.
Now, the obelisk of Washington, D.C. now is the penis of Osiris.
Right.
Oh, but the Arabic people are all terrorists, but we have a damn Arabic symbol. There you go. We have that damn symbol in Washington.
The Knights Templars, all the Knights Templar symbol, they're white old men. And all their temples.
This ain't nothing but a penis, and it's pointing to the Z.
A to Z. Ariel Zen. Is that me?
That's right.
Is that me?
Have you ever noticed in cemeteries there are obelisk tombstones?
Yeah.
Look for them everywhere. Yeah. If you go to cemetery,
it's this reset. This reset. The main one was the penis. I didn't want to get into it. Yeah, the main reset that was done 6,000 years ago was the penis.
Oh my God. And Jay, shout out to letting people know that if you are supposedly a heterosexual man and you watch porn and you wait for a man to climax, that makes you. Thank you for that. Thank you for that.
Jay, I made a video with Raphael.
He made a whole thing about that.
It was hilarious. Hey, Raphael, can you try to play that video, please, if you can? It's called Nobody's Clown. by
got 5 seconds left.
Yeah, I'll do that. So I'll come back and we'll play it and we'll build.
All right, cool.